Time. Hello, Lynette from Lynette's Beauty Box. So, some of you might have heard, some maybe not. My husband has passed away. Passed away last month on January 20th, which was 2 days after my birthday. You might be saying, well, he was so young. What did he pass away from? The dreaded coronavirus. And I'm telling you what, if I ever find that witch, I'm going to kick her ass. It's been rough, to say the least. You know, you don't really realize how much that you do for each other. Marty and I were married for 26 years. I met him when I was 23 years old. I look horrible. Sorry about that. I've been kind of letting myself go a little bit. But you know, I met Marty when I was 23. We fell in love, got married really quickly. So last September we celebrated our 26th anniversary. We were getting ready to renew our vows next September on our anniversary, actually. And so we were really excited about that. Uh, and so, because we were on such a fixed income, uh, lots of things had to go. Unfortunately, I had to cancel um, all my boxy charms. I mean, but they had been disappointing for months. But still, I mean, you really like getting stuff like that in the mail. It was fun. And it was fun for me to show you, you know, and share with you. And because I'm a big, huge card maker, the one thing that did not go was my Stamps of Life um, club subscription. I'm going to try to keep that um, just to kind of give you a level field of what I work with every month. Uh, After I pay my rent, I have about $250 left. That's got to pay my phone, my internet, my meds. Oh, yeah, and laundry. To make matters worse, we had a really big, like, well, not really big, but it just lasted a long time. We had a snowstorm here 2 days before that storm. Try that again. 2 days before the snowstorm hit, I fell down my back steps, which is about 6 or 7 steps. I don't know how I fell down them, but anyway, I was hurting really bad. I laid on the ground for 15 minutes. When I realized that no one was going to come and help me, although I hollered for 15 minutes, I discovered that, well, you could either lay out in the cold and die, or you can get your butt up and go in the house. So it took me a while to get up, but eventually I did. But I was in so much pain for days and days and days. So I have a lady that comes and visits me every day. and she works for the sociology um, agency, and so I was like, so she's been coming every day because my mental health has not been the greatest. Let's be real here, and she's been trying to encourage me to do stuff and everything, and I've just been kind of like, I want to do it, but at the same time, just walking to the bathroom, I have to use Marty's walker, the only walker that will work in the house between the doorways. And I end up like basically complaining. I don't know who I'm complaining to really, because there ain't nobody here, just to get to the bathroom. So I've been able to do tiny, tiny tasks. Yesterday I went to Walmart to get a money order for my rent. And while I was waiting for my ride to come pick me up, I thought I was gonna die. And I was sitting down, but I mean, oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. I literally thought that I was going to just pass away right there. I mean, and I have a high tolerance for pain. I mean, I've had chronic pancreatitis since I was 19 years old, and I'm 50 years old. So, as you can imagine, I have a really high tolerance for pain. But I don't know, it really hit my threshold. I needed some rags for the kitchen, and the lady, I asked her to get me a package. She's like, "What color do you want?" And I'm like, "I don't care, just pick something." That's not really like me. I'm very particular, but I my church is online, so I got to um virtually be in the service. It was a very good service. Kind of helped me with my spirits. And right now, I'm going through the arduous task of setting up my pill strips for 2 weeks. Now, it would be okay if there was only like 4, 5, 6 bottles, but there's like 29, 30 bottles that I have to do. So it's kind of like you're just looking at it, you're like, oh, do I have to do this again? Because if I don't set it up, I don't take them. Mainly because I just forget. Um, Sorry about the no eyebrows. I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to draw them on this morning. Ugh. You know, it was. It's funny. I look at things a little bit differently than most people, and it was almost like my husband was like, "I know she is going to have a hard time dealing with my passing, so let me just push her down the stairs so she can focus on the pain rather than the fact that I'm gone." Now, I know that sounds crazy. Trust me, I do. However, it kind of sounds like something my husband would do. Not like it would be possible to do that since he's left the building, folks. We'll miss doing YouTubes with him. Um, those were my highest ranking viewed YouTubes. Is the ones I did with him hands down. Because he had his own channel and he talked about PTSD and depression and the VA and veterans. And it kind of was like an up and down, hill because some parts of it were very uplifting and other parts were like, I'm on a downward slope. The light is slowly leaving my body, like that type of depression. So when he would come and do videos with me, they would be more, my style. And generally, I think I have a bubbly personality. But, when you lose your person and there's no way of getting that person back, it just does something to you. It does something, it just hurts your heart. And the reason I decided to do this vlog today is because I thought, you know, I think that anyone in a marriage or a committed relationship, long-term relationship, we tend to, I feel like we tend to take having your person for granted. Not like you go out to set and like do everything for me. But Marty and I, we kind of like balanced each other out. I mean, we would cook together, which was totally our thing. He really enjoyed that. And then, but, he did the dishes and he would get pissed off if I did the dishes because he said that was his job. Like, really? Your job? No, you don't have a job like that. But, it was like, okay, do you need help with this? Or let's do this today instead of that because we really need to get out of the house. We loved to go down to our local coffee shop, which is one block from our house. And so, and we would take our coloring stuff, not all of it because that would be impossible. Um, but we would take, coloring stuff and what we were working on currently, and we would just, color and craft, and obviously drink coffee. I swear to you, on all that is holy. I've heard that a lot, but I would admit, probably using the phrase wrong, but um, now I lost track of what I was going to say. Sometimes I even drive myself up the wall. But we would, we'd go up there, and that was one of the things that we really enjoyed doing, especially when we really didn't have a lot of money, but, we could maybe afford, a couple cups of coffee. And we know the person who owns it. Matter of fact, I watched that store being built. So, and she knows about my life, and we know about, hers and her husband's and stuff, and the kids. So, it was, it was really fun because Marty loved to cut up and joke and kid around. I think I'm going to miss that the most. That and tell him I'm gonna file for divorce. Because I would joke about that all the time, and he'd be like, "I'm still waiting." I have a lot of great memories with Marty. Obviously, um, I have a lot of memories with Marty of me being terribly sick in the hospital, and they're like, "Call the family. She's not gonna make it." Type of stuff, and I always pulled through. And it wasn't because I was physically, strong in my body. I think it was more, I could not imagine living, Marty living without me. Um, that's like was like the biggest horror for me because I might not have taken care of him financially, but spiritually, we helped each other a lot, especially when my mom passed away. Um, he helped me so much because I kind of spiraled down to a dark abyss. And I always felt like I have a hard time grieving, and I couldn't grieve the right way or what I feel like is the right way. Um, and I was right in the middle of trying to deal with that grief when Marty passed. And, you know, and literally, Marty's been my best friend. So not only did I lose the love of my life, I lost my best friend. All in one fell swoop. I was making coffee a little bit ago, and because I haven't had a home health aide, well, I think it was since he was still in the ICU. So, yeah, my home health aide was my daughter, who was getting paid through the state. And it's just amazing to me that every time I call her, she won't answer. Every time I text her, she won't answer. Granted, I get it, you need time. But at least you could do is answer the phone and say, hey, I just need some time, you know. So unfortunately, you know, since it's been so long since I've had anyone, I'm not going to have a choice but to let her go. And get a hold of my home health agency and tell them, the program that I was on is not working out and that I need to be put back on regular services, whatever that looks like. I don't like people in my home. I don't like to leave my house. Generally, I just leave the house like once a month. But I was really happy yesterday. I went to Walmart. I forgot my mask, and which the Uber driver was totally okay with that. So, but Walmart always has masks, right? So they now have N95 masks. That is what I was happy about, especially since I didn't see but maybe three other people wearing a mask. That was disturbing. I did control myself because when my grandma died of COVID, I saw somebody not wearing a mask when Walmart was requiring it. And I basically screamed at them, basically in a third person, saying, I really can't stand it when a place requires the people to wear masks or they can't enter the store. And then you have people like that who are spreading their germs everyone around. And so I was right by the bank, and because the lady asked me, she's like, "Are you okay?" And then I started my tirade, and I was like, like that's disrespectful because you don't know whose grandmother has just died of COVID. There you go. And Marty was like, "What is going on?" Because he went to the bathroom, and I'm still mid yelling. And the lady at the bank was just smiling, and then she goes, "I totally know what you mean." So there's that. So I did get me some Tylenol, help with the hip, which is weird. Maybe you guys can figure out. Give me some suggestions in the comments down below. Like I said, it's very excruciating pain. I have to sit kind of sideways off my hip and just a certain way, or else it feels like it's putting pressure back on my hip. I've tried sitting on a pillow, putting a pillow half underneath my butt cheek, heating pad, no heating pad, all this nonsense. And nothing seems to be helping. And not to mention, I was out of Tylenol. I did go to Walmart yesterday. I did buy me some Tylenol. I actually wrote a list. I know. Now I write lists for everything. But, yeah, I got me, because I've been coughing like forever because of my COPD. So I got some of this. It's supposed to be like Mucinex, but the generic brand, which means it's about $10 difference. I don't know. Don't ask me. But I got this, so I'm hoping that it's going to help. I had some other one, but I don't remember what kind it was. I just know that it had this weird, freaky blue lid thing. And then I had gotten some vitamins. I got the washcloths for the kitchen. And I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Like, oh yeah, I need creamer. So I go to the creamer because I'm a bougie ass bleep. Um, and my favorite creamer is the Starbucks caramel macchiato creamer. And because we had this winter storm, every Walmart is totally out of everything. And like you can't get groceries delivered for like 4 days. And I use that service all the time. Because, well, one, I don't leave my house, and two, I just don't like going to the grocery store anymore. It's not as fun when I can't argue in the grocery store with Marty. I still gotta do laundry, but anyway, I digress. So I hurt my hip. It's really hurting really bad. So I had to go to my sports medicine doctor because I get shots in my knees every about 4 months because I have basically it's bone on bone. And I'm not a good candidate for surgery. They told me that 200 pounds ago. And now I'm still not a good candidate for surgery. Um, well, they still would like me to lose more weight, which I'm trying. I'm not eating really, but I'm trying. But the thing is that I'm on Coumadin, so I would have to be on Coumadin for, I think they said like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that's just too much of a risk. Anyway, I digress. So while I was there, I talked to my doctor, Dr. Shannon Woods. Amazing man. Coldest hands ever seen. stuck it in ice right before he gives you a shot. Like, oh, I wasn't awake, but I am now. So I talked to him about it. He messed with my hip a little bit. Like, are you in pain here? Do you hurt here? Do you hurt here? So he decided X-ray. So they did the X-ray on my hip. They did not find a break. However, he said you can have something a little bit deeper that the X-ray can't see. I don't understand that, but so I'm waiting on an appointment with the CAT scan people. Meow. Or I used to do that all the time. And then tomorrow I go see not my doctor, but the nurse practitioner. Now, I'm not throwing any shade, but I would just rather have my doctor. I mean, no one in my doctor's office knows anything that's been going on lately, which, because I have issues with my mental health, I'm in depression, bipolar, anxiety, severe depression, and that's manic depression. Um, I have had past suicidal attempts, however, not in over 5 years, so I haven't done anything like that. I've decided that was stupid. So, it's like I have triggers in my life that will like trigger my anxiety or trigger my depression to make it worse. One of the things that triggers it really bad is clutter. And I was surrounded by it. One day I got really pissed off after Marty died and I destroyed my house. Literally. I was throwing stuff around and yelling and screaming. And so my case manager has really been trying to get me to like straighten up a little bit, at least in the bedroom. And because I'm in so much pain, it's a little hard for me to do. However, I am working on it. It's getting better. Um, I might be able to finish it today. Now we have the big game. I don't know if I want to watch it. Marty loved football. I mean, he was crazy about football. He has this little soft brick thing. It's called a damn it brick that he would throw at the TV. It's literally, that's the name of it. Um, and it's covered in Chiefs. But literally, he would throw it at the TV because, if it was a real brick and he threw that at the TV, I'd kick his butt. One of the things that Marty really wanted to um, do was get me something, this particular thing for Christmas. And he just wasn't able to, finances, I guess. But, and so because he was in the hospital on my birthday in ICU, I was having, a difficult time. And 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I got a shipment from the Stamps of Life, which is in the club that I belong to. And there was like pattern paper, a die that said sparkle and shine, um, a couple of different dies and stuff. And, and so they sent an invoice, which they never do unless um, like something's on back order or if you've ordered personalized stamps. And so I was like, well, that's strange. And then I noticed that there was a blue post-it note on it. And I don't know if you can read this or not, but it says, Happy birthday, my love. Love, Marty. I sat in the floor and sobbed for 4 hours. I'm like, when did he do this? And then I started looking and on our on his bank account and like did it the first day he was in the hospital. I was shook, to say the least. I could not believe how selfless my husband was because I received this after he passed away. And I just couldn't believe it. It gave me chills, still gives me chills, still makes me, all weepy. It's like I have no words. But the thing that he wanted to get me for Christmas was the Disney's Encanto um, collection, but um, it was actually all sold out. I figured I'll just buy it. I'll take the hit. $210 the last time I looked at it. I looked at Alamar's website, which is the ones who did it and collabed with Disney, and they had the palette, a couple of things, but not the whole thing. I mean, look at the packaging first of all. Isn't that gorgeous packaging? I mean, normally I get rid of packaging, but this? No way, man. This is beautiful. And you open up this little box, and the packaging on the palette itself looks the same. I mean, um, this was the last movie that Marty and I went and saw, and he was just crazy about this movie. And when I got it, it says home is where the magic is on the mirror. But these colors, holy crap, people. They are so beautiful. And I like green. What else? Isn't that pretty? I think there's like 6 shimmers and um, four mattes. They have names like Encanto, Porque, I Can, Pedal to the Metal, Rise and Shine, Amor, Popio, whatever. Familia first, Casita, Valentine, Columbia, and Jaguar parking. Now, I love Alamar Cosmetics. They're they're a brand that the owner is from Cuba, and she is a makeup artist, and she brings some of the coolest pieces that I've ever seen. Plus the shadows and stuff, they're really good quality. They blend nicely, and the pop you see in the pan is the pop you get on your eyes as long as you put a base. And man, but when I went to Alamar's website, they did not have this palette, which meant that I had to go to Shop Disney to find. Now, I knew that Marty couldn't buy it for me because obviously he went to heaven, but I decided, F it, I'll just buy it myself. And that's exactly what it was, So I was really excited with that. So, coming soon, I'll do a try on and a review of this one. Also, I got my last Boxy Charms. Finally, they're Boxy Charms for January. And I finally got them in February, like a day or so ago. So I'm going to do unboxing on those um, in order, in honor of Marty. And I will try as I might, to bring the funny because that was his thing, wasn't it? Well, it's Big Sunday today. There's lots of stuff going on. I have to finish filling these boxes. Excuse me. And I would love if you would comment down below and tell me if your partner suddenly passed away. How long do you think, for you personally, how long would you wear black? Sometimes I just get a little overwhelmed. You know, I know this is not the typical vlog that you're used to seeing from me, but since right now I have no friends, my daughter won't talk to me. I thought I would share my current state of affairs with all of you. Um, Marty still has I still did not take his YouTube down. If anyone wants to check out about PTSD, depression, and his views on that. You can find it at, just in case you forgot, 7263 on YouTube. And I love all you. I can feel that I always feel your support when you watch my videos, because I know that maybe there's somebody out there that I'm going to help with my crazy words, and maybe someone is going through what I'm going through right now, and they don't know where to begin, what to do. I don't either. I really don't. Um, I did make the decision to give Marty's clothes to Goodwill, to the DAV, which is the blah, blah, blah veterans, whatever. So that at least it's going to go to a charity that he was deeply involved in. He always felt deeply indebted. He was very proud to be a retired Army corporal. I think that was the thing, I don't know. So he was very proud of his service. He was, and there was one video on there where he talks about his service. He would never go into details because I don't think that everything that he has done in the military has been declassified yet. So I know some of the things that he's done have been declassified, but not everything. That's all he would tell me. I've never known completely all the missions that he went on, because obviously some of them are still classified. So I just want to wish you and everyone else happy Sunday. And I hope that if you have a stake in the big game today, that it turns out the way you want it to turn out. I love y'all. And hopefully it won't be so long till you find me. Bye, guys.